can't hear y'all. Hold on.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, my earbuds aren't working. So we're gonna go sans earbuds now. How is everyone? Happy Thursday, we made it. Nancy Rothman, Mara, Bobta Louie, John Page, thank y'all so much for coming. It is an amazing Thursday. We just did the hardest pose ever. You know what that was? It was to log on. Right, Mara? That was the hard, yeah. We like #1 accomplishment today. We have showed up for yoga. Mara's just like, well, I'm just here to like facilitate the stuff. So I gotta get back to work. Eva, oh my gosh, welcome. Oh my gosh, yes. All dogs and all living beings, pets, dogs, cats, they're welcome to the practice too. I think that's like the best thing about virtually like training my clients and actually like virtual teaching is that I get to meet everybody's pets. And I'm like, yeah, I get to win. So like who wins? Like everybody wins here. The dogs and cats win. I win because we're all paying more attention to those amazing, beautiful pets. Amazing embodied souls. How is everybody? Yeah? Thumbs up? Yes, we made it. Beautiful. I have recently been thinking about the word, not the word, but I've been really recently thinking about this idea of being perfect and how it's just this really terrible thing. Because perfection, well, let me just adjust my thing. All right. No. All right, good. All right, just adjusting my thing. Yes, because I think like existing in this like material Western world and having access to so much social media, it's hard when we get to the point where we're just bombarded with images of what we perceive as perfect and how, and thus like it makes it feel unattainable but this is the thing that's very comforting to me, is that when I think about, you know, our human form, which is at whatever stage of life we're in, it's an absolute miracle. It's miraculous how the body functions to keep us alive. And that in and of itself is, it's astounding, and it's worth our awe, I think. And in relation to, but how we get to that point, and not seeing ourselves in comparison with some ideal or some false ideal, is that I believe that we become perfected just through our struggle, just through our, you know, our efforting. Like Patanjali states in the first chapter, 13th verse of the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali states, from these practice is the effort to be concentrated in the mind. And I'm also going to connect that to a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 22. Krishna says, engage in the practice of yoga with determination and faith. So notice how Patanjali and Krishna don't state that practice is being perfect. Patanjali uses the word yatna, meaning effort, and Krishna, for the word determination, Krishna says nashkeyana. Got that one right. So yatna and nashkeyana, effort and determination, I think it's very important to acknowledge that Krishna doesn't want us to be perfect. He acknowledges our inevitable struggles and the difficulty that we are going to face. But I think it's extremely merciful that we're given this opportunity to effort, and that the struggle is not to be avoided, but changing our relationship to that struggle, and not necessarily struggle and suffering, but struggle in relationship to a continual effort, a continual renewal of commitment, a continual bringing yourself back to the path of your true essence. And it's not easy. Krishna acknowledges that in the Gita. And with, effort and determination, with those words, yatana nashkayana, is that difficulties are inevitable. But it's efforting within those difficulties that we develop a perfection of character, and we develop a perfection of detachment to the material senses. I believe that because our bodies are changing all the time, and that's due to the force of time, which is Krishna, time I am, yay. Every time something starts to hurt in my body because of all the years of sports and sports injuries and whatnot, every time those compounded efforts in my body and I feel something hurting, I think of it as, well, what did I expect? This is Krishna's will, and how merciful is that I'm given this opportunity to be perfected by struggle. And that, due to impermanence and due to, entropy, it is the nature of the material world that refines and brings out that trueness of self if we are committed to returning to seeing beyond what is immediately in front of us and asking ourselves, how do we return to that place of true self, that continual effort, renewed day by day, moment by moment. So, yeah. Does that make any sense, y'all? Maybe, sort of. Yeah. I deal with a lot of I deal with a lot of injuries, I've dealt with a lot of injuries with myself, and also a lot of my clients also have deal with sports injuries. And so it's something that I think about a lot of, that our perfection is not a requirement. It's the efforting, it is the act of efforting that refines us, I think. Yeah. Because if everything was perfect, I think we'd be like not the nicest people ever, right? Yeah. There's value in the effort. There is value in our struggle, but watching that struggle and how it can refine us. So who is ready to get this party started? Yeah, let's do this, you guys. Come to a comfortable seated position onto your mat, into your Sukhasana. Easy seat. Go. And sit up nice and lengthening through the sides of your rib cage. Acknowledging the expansion expansion of your breath in 3 dimensions. The breath expands the front body, the back body, and the sides of the body. We'll open our practice all together with the sacred mantra of Om. And listen just to the vibration, the words of the first 2 verses of the Yoga Sutras. Place your palms together at the center of your chest. Let us set an intention for our practice today. May our practice be an offering, a dedication to every breath we draw in, to every breath we allow ourselves to let go of. We breathe 20,000 breaths a day, 20,000 times to return to a concentrated effort, 20,000 times to renew our determination. A full breath in and a gracious exhale out. Quietly begin to open your eyes. And let us all meet in Balasana, child pose. Knees wide, big toes come to touch. Just allow your forehead to rest on the ground. Soften and release the muscles of the back of your neck and draw your attention to where your ankles are. Notice if your ankles are splaying out, your heels are splaying out. And redirect your efforts to slightly hugging your ankles inwards, creating more of a sense of containment. Stretch your arms forward, spread your fingers, find your knuckle pads. Connect your knuckle pads down into the earth, slightly push the mat forward. Notice the action of your tricep muscles, hugging into your upper arm bones. Even though we are of laying on the floor in this position, we are directing our efforts to engagement. Slow inhale. Inflate the back body with your breath. Exhale. Soften glutes. And make your way up into a tabletop position. And making sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Keep your fingers spread wide. Close your eyes and roll your chest forward. Open up through your collarbones for cow pose. And then exhale, press down through your knuckle pads. Roll your navel in for your cat pose. Inhale to lift. Open up your chest, spread the corners of your chest, and exhale, round your navel in. So as you float and breathe through these cat-cow positions, bring your attention to watching the actions of your shoulder blades. Being aware of when you come to cow pose, your shoulder blades draw together. And then as you transition into cat pose, your shoulder blades pull away from each other. Inhale, shoulder blades retract into one another. Exhale, shoulder blades protract. Just watching the movement, internally watching, using your Jedi senses, to say the least, of how these shoulder blades orient onto the back of your rib cage. Next, come to the balls of your feet. Press down through your knuckle pads. Lift your knees about 1 inch off the ground. You'll feel your abdominals coming online. And again, lift into your cow pose. Shoulder blades come together. Exhale, press your shoulder blades away from each other. Cat pose in this kind of bear paw position. One more time. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round your belly in. And cross your ankles. Come to your Dandasana, pose of the staff. And again, we may be sitting on the floor. However, there's always a difference between imitating a shape and then concentrating, redirecting your efforts into full engagement. Dorsiflex your feet, spread your toes, and allow the back of the knee to open up towards the ground. So from here, we're going to go through a sequence of movements that's going to allow us the opportunity to observe the movement of our hip joint. So from our Dandasana, we're going to take our 2 peace fingers, hold our knee up and in, hug the knee in towards our chest, and then externally rotate the thigh out to the side. Return the knee up, Dandasana. Take your peace fingers, hold your opposite knee up, and float your thigh bone out to the side, external rotation. Draw the knee up, Dandasana, pose of the staff. Let's step it up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. Come to your fingertips. From your Dandasana, hug the insides of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. Move your sits bones towards your heels. Very nice. Next, take your hands into your inner knees, out for a Upavista Konasana. And we want to make sure that we are in a comfortable wide angle. We don't want to overstretch because that will just cause a restriction in the hip joint area. So from this Upavista Konasana, take your hands onto your inner knees, come back to your Baddha Konasana, knees together, Dandasana, Baddha Konasana, Upavista Konasana. Isn't Sanskrit such a fun language? Baddha Konasana, Dandasana. One more time just for fun. Baddha Konasana, grab your inner knees, rotate the thighs out. Upavista Konasana, Baddha Konasana, and Dandasana. That was fun. That was a fun articulation of the acetabular femoral joint, or known as the hip joint. So return to your neutral tabletop position. Come to the balls of your feet. Lift your knees about 1 inch off the ground. Be sure your fingers are spread wide. Be sure that you're pressing down through your knuckle pads to protect your wrists. From here, keep your collarbones wide. Exhale, raise your hips. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing Siberian Husky. And pedal your feet, then one knee, and then the other. Articulating your ankle joints. Slowly drawing your heel down, finding that sensation in the backs of your calves and your Achilles tendon. Effort yourself into being curious and less judgmental, or less what you think the pose should look like or be like. Redirect your senses to inform you. From your Adho Mukha Svanasana, inhale, raise your right leg all the way up. Bend your right knee and circle your right thigh bone clockwise and counterclockwise, articulating that acetabular femoral joint. And return to a three-legged dog. Hug your bottom ribs down and in to support your spine. Inhale, pull your knee forward, foot between your hands for a low lunge. Turn your toes, all 10 toes to this side of the room. You can have a slight bend in your knees. What I want y'all to really feel is a scooping of the belly to elongate the spine, keep the chest wide. Hands to your hips, press down into your inner heels as you scoop the tailbone upwards. Very nice. Inhale. Elevate the sides of your body through your fingertips. Turn your right toes forward. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale to rise. Exhale, expand. Windmill your arms to frame your front foot for your low lunge. Come back to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing golden retriever. Breathe your left leg all the way up. Bend your knee and circle your thigh clockwise and counterclockwise. Instead of trying to gratify the senses, why don't we use the senses to inform our efforts, to inform our movements? Return to your three-legged dog. Pull your bottom ribs down and in. Invite your left foot forward for your low lunge. And turn all 10 toes to this side of the room once more. Turning this way so I don't face the back of the camera. Option to have a slight bend in your knees, but if you want to experiment with straightening your legs, be sure that you are being mindful to not lock your knees back, but to find a raising of the kneecap up towards the thigh. Prasarita Padottanasana. Keep pressing down through your inner heels. Find your pinky toe mound to ground yourself. Exhale, scoop your navel in as you come to rise. Inhale, elevate the sides of your torso. Turn your left toes forward. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, touch the sky, and exhale, send your heart wide. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Windmill your arms to frame your front foot, low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing, golden retriever. From here, roll your spine forward to a plank position. And from here, press the ground away. Draw your shoulder blades away from each other. Feel your shoulder blades protract. Pull your shoulder blades away. Press down into the ground. And take your knees down. Lower yourself towards the earth. Take your fingertips wide, tinted fingertips. Articulate your shoulder blades together and down the length of your spine. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, lengthen forward and down. Place your knuckle pads underneath your shoulders. And again, pull your heart forward by drawing your shoulder blades down towards your pelvis. Take your gaze, take your drishti about 3 inches in front of your mat to maintain a neutral neck. Bhujangasana, hug your inner elbows in. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing Italian greyhound. And slowly, heel to walk slowly, gradually to the front of your mat. Just enjoying this barefoot gait cycle. And stand with your feet hip distance apart. Allow your upper arm bones to release from your shoulder joints. Bend your knees slightly. Suspend your neck downwards. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake your head maybe. Whatever that looks like. And locate your pinky toe mounds. Press down through your big toes and find your heel. Let that be your roots as you slowly stack vertebra by vertebra, rising gradually all the way up into your powerful Tadasana, mountain pose. Inner thighs hug together and tailbone is heavy, drawing down to the floor. Hug your inner rib cage towards the midline of your body. Inhale, elevate your torso up through the tips of your fingers. Plant your heels downwards, Urdhva Hastasana, and exhale. Expand your lungs. Send it out to a world that desperately needs it, and it does. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, glide your left foot back for your low lunge. Exhale, hug your navel in. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing Westie. Surya Namaskar, cycle A, one movement to one breath. Always keeping in mind, it's never about barreling through shapes or getting through the sequence or trying to get a workout in. Intentional breath to precision and study of your structure and movement. Inhale to breathe the inseam of your right leg all the way up. Exhale, quietly welcome your foot forward, low lunge. Inhale to lengthen, long spine. Exhale, scoop your navel in as you step forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Press down, rocket yourself on up, Urdhva Hastasana, heavy your tailbone, and exhale. Send some love out to a big world that needs it. Uttanasana, inhale, glide your right foot back, low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing miniature schnauzer. Inhale, undulate your spine forward, long waist. Exhale, quietly lower down to the earth. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Allow the shoulder blades to draw together to lift the pedestal of your heart. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing pit bowl. Breathe your inner left leg towards the heavens and exhale, welcome your left foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, open up the corners of your chest and exhale, scoop your navel in. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Press down, hug your inner thighs together as you sweep your arms towards the heavens. Lift the sides of your navel. Exhale, open up your chest. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, send your right foot all the way back, low lunge. Exhale, open collarbones. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing Westie. Inhale, pull your spine long, open the corners of your chest, plank pose, and exhale, hug your inner elbows into the sides of your body, lower all the way down. Inhale, shoulder blades pull together to lift your heart, Bhujangasana, and exhale, elevate yourself to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing Tika Chihuahua. Surya Namaskar B. Walk your feet just 1 inch forward. Heel toe your feet to touch. Lift the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Keep your bottom ribs tucked in. And option for 3 little hops. Or option to quietly float forward. For Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, hug your navel and scoop your sits bones towards your heels. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Round down, lift up towards the sky. And exhale, bend your knees, pull the creases of your hips back for your Utkatasana. Utka in Sanskrit does not mean chair. It means fierce, mighty, or powerful. As you squeeze your inner thighs together, as you wrap your inner rib cage in towards the midline of your body, does it feel like you're sitting in a chair? No! Utkatasana, fierce, mighty, or powerful. Call it as it is. Slow inhale, in through your nose, and slow exhale, out through your nose. Draw your rib cage down and in, and exhale with gratitude, lengthen your hamstrings. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale to step your left foot all the way back for your low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing miniature schnauzer. Inhale, float through your vinyasa. 1 breath to 1 movement. Articulating the movement of your joints. All meeting in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing miniature schnauzer. Stay here to breathe. Do a quick, press the pause button. Do a quick check-in. Notice where you're putting in a little too much rigidity, too much rigid effort. where you need to send the breath. The constantly ever changing human form. From your next breath, glide your inner thigh all the way up, hug your inner thighs, or hug your inner rib cage down and in. Exhale, place your right foot forward, low lunge, turn all 10 toes to this side of the room. For your Prasarita Padottanasana, find that grounding of your pinky toe mound down into the earth, and find that lift of your inner thighs to reaches upwards towards your sits bones. And walk your hands over to your right foot. Take your block onto the outside of your right foot for your Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. And from here, find that movement of that left shoulder blade. Draw that left shoulder blade in a little bit closer towards the side of your spine. And feel how it can help you rotate your chest a little bit more towards the sky. Slow inhale, gracious exhale. Wiggle your arms to frame your front foot for your low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing miniature schnauzer. Option to float through your vinyasa. Option to study down dog. Just because there's an opportunity to do a vinyasa doesn't mean that it's always the right thing for you to study at the moment. There is plenty of value in studying your body's structure within down dog. From your Adho Mukha Svanasana, elevate your left leg all the way up. Exhale, quietly place your left foot forward for your low lunge. And turn all 10 toes to this side of the room. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lift your inner thighs upwards and pull up through your kneecaps. Send that downward energy and that downward effort into your pinky toe mounds, into your big toe mounds. Find that lift of your inner arch. And walk your hands towards your left foot with your block and turn your left toes out to the side. From here, inhale, lengthen your right arm all the way up into your Utthita Trikonasana. And again, find that movement, that articulation of the shoulder blade, pulling the shoulder blade away from the spine, and then drawing the shoulder blade in. Feel how that influences the experience of the shape. How does it allow you to reorient yourself? Full inhale and full exhale. Inhale to expand. Exhale to settle. Windmill your arms to frame your front foot for your low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing golden retriever. Option always to study your vinyasa. Option to study a down dog. What is needed in your practice? There is no right and wrong. Where are you directing appropriate effort and determination? All meeting in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Use your inhale to Make space, open the space around your kidneys, around your low back. Walk your feet 1 inch forward, heel toe your feet to touch. Bend your knees, hug your bottom ribs in. An option to take 3 little hops or take 1 hop towards the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you scoop your tailbone forward. Urdhva Hastasana, exhale, lengthen the crown of your head upwards as you descend your prayer to your heart center. So I'm going to face this way now. And I'm going to grab my blocks, place them right in front of me. So from here, I'm going to start in my Vrikshasana position. And the foot can be either above or below the knee. If it's here and I'm pressing into my knee, then that's a really great way to snap your ACL, just saying. So with your foot above your knee, be sure that you are tucking your pelvis forwards. Standing up onto your straight right leg. Next, take your foot out from your inner thigh. Find that external rotation. Thigh is still in external rotation. And start to place your ankle onto your right thigh. And experiment with just slightly externally rotating your lifted leg. And this is where my practice is today. Slowly bend your standing leg. Hug your rib cage in and down. Hug your navel in. Option to place your hands onto your blocks. Protract your shoulder blades. Hug your navel in on that external rotation of your thigh. Place your hands back into prayer position. Come to stand on up. Externally rotate your thigh. Neutralize. Come back to Tadasana, powerful mountain pose. Yeah, so who's ready for the other side? This study of external rotation in our standing balancing poses. Yeah? Want to do it one more time? Let's do it. Balance is never a static state. It is a dynamic state, just the way our human structure is. And it craves dynamicism. And that's what we're going to give it. Inhale to press your inner thighs together. Scoop your tailbone forward. Urdhva Hastasana. Keep elevating the sides of your torso upwards as you bring your hands to prayer. Come to stand. Place your weight onto your left foot. Elevate your right knee. Externally rotate your thigh out to the side. Place your heel either above or below your knee. And if you want to explore a little bit more external rotation here in this Vrikshasana, draw your heel forward, and what that will help you to study is more of that external rotation in that acetabular femoral joint. Hug your inner rib cage towards the midline of your body. From here, find that external rotation. Take your foot out from underneath you and slowly cross your heel onto your ankle onto your opposite knee. Start to bend your standing knee. Hug your rib cage in. Find that external rotation, a slight external rotation of your lifted leg. And slowly, slowly hug your navel in. Place your fingertips on the blocks. Find that muscular action that gives a little bit more external rotation into your left or your lifted thigh. Press through your fingertips and draw your shoulder blades away from each other. Slow inhale and slow exhale. Return your hands to prayer. Scoop your tailbone forward. Stand upon your straight left leg. Take your left leg out, or your standing leg, your free leg out to the side. Neutralize. Tadasana, powerful mountain pose. Inhale, rise on up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, send your love to all living beings because they need it. We're on planet Earth. It doesn't get easier out here. Uttanasana. Step your left foot back for your low lunge. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. Alaskan husky, I should say. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your shoulder blades towards your heart. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing miniature shower. Balasana, child's pose. Articulate the ankles to hug in. Place the palms of your hands together to touch. And raise your prayer to the back of your head in the gesture of humility. The opportunity to return to effort. The continual effort of returning is determination. That is the fire that perfects us. Full inhale. Expand your back body with your breath. And exhale. Come to a seated position. Sukhasana. Now, we have the part of class that is the most important. It is the restorative section of class that is most important to our practice. And before we can really embody and truly be in the benefits of the restorative practice, we have to learn to activate and effort our body first with the active practice before, in order to practice that effort of actively and consciously releasing the rigidity that we hold in our bodies. The practice of letting go of effort, right? I know yoga is just full of these paradoxes, and it's kind of what we love about it, right? Makes our brain do gymnastics. So, grab a pillow or some folded blankets. I'm gonna take my bolster, which is my best friend, one of my best friends. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to sit on my right side, or no, this is my left side. Sit on my left side. And option, I can keep my bolster flat on the ground, or I'll show you a cool trick. Make a little stand, slant my bolster, So either way, I'm on my left side and I'm cradling my my right shin on within the arch of my left foot. Inhale, lift your chest, turn your heart towards the center of your bolster and quietly lower yourself down. Turn your cheek to one side. Allow yourself to be held. Whether your bolster is elevated, whether it's flat onto the ground, allow yourself to be held in this position. Your stomach is downwards, releasing your upper arm bones. Staying here for a few breaths. Full inhale. Allow your exhale to release you downwards. Notice where you are resisting the support, where you're trying to support yourself. Allow yourself to be held. Notice the rise and the fall of your breath, the expansion of your ribcage. Full gracious exhale. Come to your fingertips and slowly lift yourself up from your bolster. Change over to your opposite side. Make sure that the bolster is connecting to your right hip and that you are cradling your bottom of your left shin into your right arch. Turn your chest towards the bolster and allow yourself to settle into the pull of gravity. So much of the effort of our muscles in our active life are used and are efforting against gravity to support our balance, to support us just in the act of walking. And biomechanically, walking, the gait cycle, is actually a controlled fall. But it is the effort of our muscles, of our structure, that activate to support us. Control this fall into your support. Determination in releasing your effort. Releasing the activity of your thighs, of your pelvis. Another breath in. And slow breath out. Come to your fingertips Fully lift your chest off of your bolster. And option to leave this setup. Option to place the bolster flat onto the ground. Roll your upper arm bones out to the sides and connect your sacrum to the edge of your bolster. Allow your upper arm bones to suspend from your shoulder joints. Allow gravity to be the force that catches you. Renewing our determination. A breath by breath process. Option to stay in this position for your Shavasana. Option to set yourself up in such a way that will allow you to surrender all rigidity and all effort. If Tadasana is the containment of all postures, then Shavasana is the absence of posture. The conscious release of effort. The conscious acceptance of the fire of struggle. However way you decide to come to your Shavasana, allow yourself to be held, embrace of all these breaths. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. the effort, our determination, and struggle that we inevitably encounter is the process of perfection. The material world does have a purpose. The purpose is not to effort to enjoy the material world, but to use the material world as a means to refine our consciousness, to help us become redirected in our efforts. Slowly deepen your inhales and quietly surrender into your exhales. Draw movement into your fingers and into your toes. Drift your cheeks from side to side. Bend your knees and come to lay upon the right side of your body. Just allow yourself to be held and cradled by this earth, acknowledging that the grace with which this breath nourishes your being is non-different from the source of all breath and the source of all creation. Keep your eyes closed as you come to a seated position. And place the palms of your hands together to touch into the Anjali Mudra, the mudra of gratitude. Begin to thank yourselves and to thank your bodies for the struggle that they give us so that we may become refined in our detachment, become refined in our compassion. How merciful is it to have an opportunity to be determined, to transform our own being. A full breath in and a full breath out. I want to thank y'all so much for sharing your practice with me today, and hopefully I was able to be of some service to y'all this morning. Close our practice all together with the sacred mantra, the sound of the cosmos, the mantra of Om. Together we breathe. The light that is within me so humbly bows to the light I see shining within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. It was an absolute privilege to teach y'all, to be of service to y'all, and to learn from you. Thank you so much. Let's do this again another time. Yes. You can find me on Instagram's Warrior Sage Fitness Training. I do offer a private membership program where it's $15 a month, all all access to live classes, all access to replays, tutorials, private Slack group where you can you are free to send me feel free to send me video of your practice and I can give you immediate feedback. Also, all members have a complimentary 20-minute yoga consultation each month because sometimes we just need one-on-one instruction if we are going to refine our practice. So that is my service to you guys. I love all of you. Yes, you guys are amazing. Thank y'all so much. Woo!
Thank
It's
you.
Thursday.
So I got out a couple of times. I have no power here, so I'm on a generator, and the generator kept on cutting out. So I'm sorry I left and came back and left and came back.
No, that's totally okay. Yeah, this material world is going to be bound with its inevitable imperfections. So yeah, it's like par for the course.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll be coming back. Thanks.
Oh, y'all are the best.